Hey everyone, and welcome back to one of my Too Old to Tumble almost lives. Today's topic is all about whether your workouts are making you fat or are actually helping. Um, if it the discussions I had with some of the women I've been speaking to over the past few weeks or months as anything to go by, I would say it's the former. And there's a couple of reasons for this, which I'm going to explain. So, when you use the your online calorie counters, what they use to tell you how much how many calories you're allowed to eat, they base this calculation on an addictive model. So, you take your basal metabolic rate, which is the amount of calories you need to burn every day just to stay alive. And so they say that you need 2,000 calories for that. So you eat your 2,000 calories during the course of the day and you remain exactly the same. Now, if you want to lose fat or weight, what you do, you add exercise into the equation. So say you go out and you burn 500 calories. I'm just throwing numbers out there. You want to burn 500 calories. So what happens? So you've eaten 2,000, your body burns 2,000, and then you burn an extra 500. So at the end of the day, you created a deficit of 500 calories, and people expect to lose weight accordingly based on that. However, that doesn't actually happen. And there have been research studies into trying to explain this thing, the reasons why. So what they've actually found is that when you compare the amount of energy expenditure from, say, people like us in the Western world that probably have predominantly sedentary lifestyles or very cushy lifestyles, with those populations who are still living like in a hunter-gatherer fashion, they found that at the end of the day, despite the fact that these populations, the hunter-gatherer populations, are super active because they have to chase the food if they want to eat, and they're always on the go all day, they found that at the end of the day, the energy expenditure between the two different populations was pretty much the same. And so they set out to do some research to find an explanation for this. And what it transpired from these studies is that if you exercise intensely over a long period of time, and if you do too much exercise, your metabolism slows down. So rather than having a straightforward calories in versus calories out equation, it changes. So instead, when you do these exercises, like lots of people have been describing to me the high intensity workouts that they've been doing, and they're all long duration workouts. And they're probably too intense for their level of fitness at that particular moment in time. So what researchers have found out that happens is when you exercise like that, your metabolism slows down to try and maintain the status quo, right? So your metabolism doesn't want you to change, doesn't want you to lose weight, doesn't want you to put on weight either, but it just wants to keep you the same. So instead of burning 2,000 calories to stay alive, it gradually slows down to the point where you're still eating your 2,000 calories a day, but you are exercising like crazy. So your metabolism says, oh, hang on, there's too much going on here, I'm going to slow down. So instead of burning 2,000 calories to stay alive, it starts to burn 1,600, say. So now you already have 400 calories still left in the bank. You exercise for the same 500 calories that you did before, but suddenly you only created a 100 calorie deficit. And that's why your weight is not shifting. It's very simple. So you have to pay attention to what you're doing. Don't overdo it. And just, if you see that it doesn't work, don't keep doing it, because doing more of the same thing that doesn't work is only going to slow you down even further. And it's going to get worse. It might even affect your health. So to that, which is kind of bad enough, and it all boils down to my sort of thing that I always say, you need to do what works for you, and what works for you is different from what works for me and what works for the next person. So It's all about doing the hard work and doing the research, because the easy way out very rarely works. Certainly not for everyone. Some lucky people might do that. But, so I say, that's not all. It gets worse, especially for women, for menopausal women. That gets really bad, because what happens is, in addition to this constrained model of energy expenditure, what happens for menopausal women is that, again, these super intense workouts that go on for an hour or so are actually making you hungry. And what happens is, it's not just the fact you get hungry for all the things that give you a ton of calories to make up for the extra energy that you spent exercising. So you're just these people started craving highly palatable foods, sort of, things that are rich in salt, sugar, fats, and then even people will start craving alcohol even, which is like, it's always a big red flag. It's nice to have a drink if you fancy having a drink, but when you're craving it, no good. So there was another study done on postmenopausal women, and these women all took part in intense aerobic workouts, and instead of losing weight, they actually put weight on, because they ended up overeating as well as burning less calories. But so, you end up having like maybe 100-calorie deficit, but then after the workouts, you're so bloody hungry that you just go and overeat all the wrong things, thinking you're doing the right thing. And instead of getting slimmer, you end up getting fatter. So and it always points, all these kind of unexpected responses to exercise always point towards people over exercising for their age, body shape, levels of fitness, and whatever they're doing. And quite often it's because they're doing the same thing over and over and over again. So in general, obviously within the do what works for you kind of framework, but always, you can, for most people, you will find that the worst type of exercise for weight loss is exactly what these women are doing, which is long duration, cardio-based workouts. So, and this is like just really something that people need to understand, because there's quite often you get all these fad workouts that come out and they don't really work, because it might not be the right workout for you, so stop doing it. The best exercise for weight loss, and again, don't put too much emphasis on exercise, because it's the least important aspect of weight loss. There are more important things you need to worry about before you even get to exercising. But exercising is obviously a very important component, but it's the least important of all of them. So the best way, if you're struggling to lose weight with the workouts you're currently doing, change it up. So go for a short duration, high intensity workout. So short duration, 20 minutes, 30 minutes tops. And be aware that these, if you do them for any longer than that, you kind of offsetting all the good, because they will stimulate hunger. So just stick to 20 to 30 minutes is all you need, and then walk away. Be very disciplined. Don't be tempted to just carry on. The more you do, the fatter you get, essentially. So do your 20 minutes, 30 minutes maximum, walk away. The other type of exercise that will help you lose weight is, again, short duration but super intense weightlifting session. And that's really good, because obviously they help you build muscle. Muscle burns fat, burns more calories rather, and if you do the workouts correctly, those calories will come from your fat. Again, don't do it for too long, because it will stimulate hunger. So again, 20 minutes, 30 minutes tops, walk away. And the other thing you can do is leisurely walking. That seems to be the only thing that you can do for hours that it's kind of neutral in terms of increasing your hunger. So when you're planning your workouts, always be very careful. Make sure they don't last too long. Super intense is good, but not for too long. That is if you're working out for weight loss. If you're developing a skill, then it's a different story, but we need to discuss other things for that. But for weight loss, strictly, just make sure 20 minutes, walk away. 30 minutes maybe, but just, always walk away and always follow your intense workouts with a period of time in which you're chilling, whether you choose to meditate, go for a walk. I like to do some hula hooping because it relaxes me, stretching, and always make sure you do that. And for the last time, 20, 30 minutes, walk away. And thank you for watching. I hope this helps and it helps you understand why you're not losing weight despite all your efforts. And as always, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. And if you are interested, let me know. I'll post the links to the research. And actually, in fact, all those links will go out in the Facebook group tomorrow. So have a look, join the group, ask questions there. I'll be more than happy to answer them. Again, thank you for watching, and see you again soon.